Okay, so in this video, we're gonna do the top 5 things to avoid when buying your first house. Agent B, what is the number one thing you need to avoid when purchasing a house?
I mean, number one is got to hire a realtor. I mean, don't what is it? Don't not hire a realtor. So, I mean, that's the number one thing. I tell people all the time, and we've talked about this before too. Is that I'm not afraid to double end a house when I have the listing. Everyone loves to get double commission and things like that, but having your own buyer's agent is super important because that buyer's agent is an advocate for you and not a mediator. If I'm representing both ends, I become a mediator for you, and I'm passing paperwork back and forth. And sure, I can give you advice and where to go, but at the end of the day, it's really important to have a buyer's agent. I have a lot of clients I work with as just buyers, and I represent them to make sure I get them the most that they can get, for their money, for sure. So very important. Get a realtor.
Yes, absolutely. Number 2, not getting pre-approved. Tell us all about that.
Well, I mean, if you're not getting pre-approved, it's like going to the mall with no money. I mean, you're shopping around. Maybe I can buy it, maybe I can't, and you don't know what you can afford. I mean, that's the number one thing. And not only do you know what you can afford, but you know what's in your budget. And I tell people all the time to make sure when you're sitting down with that lender, whether I've referred them to you or you have your own lender, make sure that you're not only understanding how much you can afford, because I have clients that can afford $2 million, but they don't want the payments on $2 million. Yep. So you have to understand that, what are the monthly payments that you're going to be making? And that's where you set your budget around, is the monthly payments, because then we can determine purchase price from there. So make sure you talk to a lender and get pre-approved.
Yes, absolutely. Number 3, not being serious about buying.
Yeah, I mean, I tell people kind of half jokingly, look, I'm not your Uber driver. It's like you can't have realtors just drive around looking for houses when you're not serious about it. I mean, because all you're doing is just driving around. And not only is it not a great relationship builder with your realtor, but psychologically, it's not good for you.
Yeah.
As you go out, and especially if you're going out as a couple, not a single person, maybe you're married, your fiance, your girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever it is, and you're going out together, and suddenly you see that house that you love, and it's just like, oh, we weren't really ready for it. And it's heartbreaking. It is, because you're not ready to get it. So you have to go through those first 2 steps, and then we can get to that 3rd step where you're serious about actually looking for a home, and we're putting a strategy together for it.
That's a good point. Psychologically, it's not good for you.
It's just really not. It's you're going to go home and get bummed out, and the next thing you know, you open up another bottle of wine. So It's just like, what are you doing?
Yeah. No, absolutely. Number 4, not saving enough money for a down payment.
Yeah, I mean, and remember, it's not just the down payment, but there's also closing costs. So let's say you buy a $600,000 house, and you're going to put, let's say, 10% down. Well, you need $60,000 right there. And there were 5. That's okay. So $60,000 there. Well, closing costs on that, you've got title, you've got escrow, you got taxes, you've got insurance, your possible lender fees. Once you move in, are you going to have to do any repairs on the house? So that $60,000 is just one piece of it. People don't understand that the closing costs could be another, couple percentage points. You never know what it's going to be. So those are all things you could talk about with your lender to understand a better idea of what those costs are, because there are going to be additional costs for sure.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And last but not least, number 5, not being realistic about prices.
Seriously. I know there's a timely video, but right now, February 2021, I get probably 1 or 2 calls a day from whether it's buyers or investors going, if you can find me a really great deal, let me know.
Yes.
Come on, man. It's just
market's hot.
Yeah, the market's just crazy right now. So being realistic, I've been telling people, look, the listing price probably isn't where you're going to end up. That's a starting point. It may start up, it may go up, it may go down, but realistically, the listing price is kind of the anchor they're setting there, and it may go in either direction. So just understand realistically where prices are, and that's why you have a realtor too, because we can run a CMA or a comparable market analysis for them and let them know what other things are selling for in the area. And don't just look on Zillow or Redfin for their Zestimate or their estimate. If you look in the fine print, it says on there somewhere, it's like they're within like 20% of the price, 10% of the time. So if that's a $600,000 house, that means they could be 720 or 480.
Yeah, it's a big jump.
So don't trust the Zestimate or the estimate online. Have a realtor actually run those numbers for you. And I had somebody the other day, I was on the phone with her. I said, look, I'd love to send you, the comps there. And she goes, oh, I'm a tax attorney. I understand comps. I don't need that. I'm like, okay, I can send it to you for free. And then you can understand realistically what's out there, and then when you do that, Brian, you want to make sure that when you're buying a house, like let's say your budget takes you up to 800,000, you don't want to start looking honestly at houses at 800,000. You want to be looking a little bit below that. You can look at 800, but when the prices go above it, you're going to have to push your budget to get it.
Right. That makes sense.
And I've got clients that their budget's 600,000. We're looking at houses that are 599, and next thing you know, the house is selling for 640.
And it's out of the range.
Yeah. So it's just being realistic with that, and again, going all the way back to the number one, getting a realtor so you can put a strategy together for all these things we're talking about that you should not be doing. To make sure you're doing it the right way, for sure.
Absolutely. Awesome. Guys, go ahead and click the link in the description if you want some more information on how to go about getting a strategy for purchasing your first house, or if you're purchasing a house in general. So that will lead you to a quiz. And then from there, you guys can get connected with Brian, or give him a call, give him a text. His information is right here. Boom. And go.
It's somewhere.
Yeah, I hope you guys find a house. You're searching for a house, so I hope you find it.
Let me know.